Welcome to the 52 Love Podcast, your show for 52 lessons in 52 weeks. Before we dive in, remember you can find the audio version of this episode, along with the rest of the series, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Radio Public. And now, here's your host, Ms. Tonya Todd.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 52 Love Podcast. 52 Love began as a blog series last year, and the 52 Love Podcast explores each of the tips from the blog with a new guest each week. This week's tip is washing your partner's hair. It's a fun one. And here to talk about it are my guests, Rodney and Jeanette. Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us what you do?
My name is Jeanette Lee, and I am a high school English teacher and a former pageant queen, Mrs. Classic throughout 2018.
And my name is Rodney Lee. I'm also a high school English teacher, and I'm a poet as well. My latest book is Along These Trails. It was published last year in 2020, and I've been doing poetry here for about 40 years.
It is a fantastic work of poetry, too, if I must say so myself.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
So the tip that you guys did was washing hair. How did that go?
It went very well. It went very well. It was almost allegorical in a sense. It became a larger symbol for a lot of things that have been going on with us right now.
Yes.
Do tell.
We have been in the middle of our own pandemic in the midst of a pandemic. We actually were in the middle of a renovation remodel with our kitchen. And so it has caused some angst. And so this experience has, I think, brought up a lot of emotion.
Yeah. About a month and a half ago, we found out that we had a leak underneath our sink. We discovered it by this infestation of gnats in our house.
Oh my
we couldn't
gosh.
understand where they were coming from. And we were spraying and like trying to kill these bugs. And finally, the baseboard came off. So we looked underneath the sink and there was water there. And after they came in and we tried to call the plumber at first, we ripped out the wall and we discovered that there was a hole in our drain. We've been dumping sink water underneath our cabinets for we don't know how long.
Oh my gosh.
We had to have that whole restoration. It ripped out the wall, cut the drywall out. It was just like they had a gut. We had this problem going on that we had no idea about. And so anyway, we had to renovate our kitchen. And it ended last night. Last night was the last day. We did the last task. And we have a brand new kitchen as a result of the mayhem that we did. And it's a beautiful kitchen. Things turned out very well. And so to do our exercise, we decided to do it in our kitchen. So I washed my wife's hair in the kitchen sink. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it.
Now, did you surprise her with this, or did you tell her that you were doing this as part of the show?
Well, I think we had different ideas of how this was going to happen. I think my idea was a little more romantic, and I had more of steps, and I like to control things. I think as a teacher, I have a list, and I know how things are going to play out. And
I hate being controlled. I'm a poet. I like to do it differently. And, I had a whole vision already. She started trying to tell me about this whole thing about the shower. I was like, that's so cliche. Everyone wash their hair in the shower, and then there's this whole other element that, I knew we were coming on the podcast, and I didn't want to share about my wife. We can share our intimacy, but, anything with us being naked in water is private. So, I really wanted to, we had this renovation, a new start. And we always in our relationship, have an opportunity every day when we wake up and I look in our eyes, it's a new day. And so we get a new start with one another every day. And it was just the christening of our new kitchen. And it was like a baptism in the middle of our home. And it was a very sensual and intimate experience for me.
That's lovely.
It was beautiful. also allowed me to give Rodney the control. And I needed to do that and feel safe and vulnerable, knowing that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, that's an important part of intimacy. It really is. Say that again. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. I didn't bend her over the sink. I leaned her backwards. Mm-hmm. So I literally moved like
both are
side
good.
by side in stools. And I had my knee behind her. And I had to hold her in my hands while I kind of control the water with the right temperature. Little trial and error. and we got there, and I was able to just really hold her. She was like to hold her. And I guess the part that really got me is that Jeanette and I never had children, and we have sons. We didn't have children together. We both have a boy. We both through our relationship. Mm-hmm. I always wondered what it would be like to have a child, in particular a daughter. And I've never watched anyone's hair other than my son's when he was a little boy. And, it's the whole porcelain sink that we got took me back to when I was a kid. My mom used to bathe me in that sink. And I was just thinking what it would be like. It was in her eyes. I saw for a moment a glimpse of, what it would be like to have a little girl and have to do her hair.
Yeah.
And, go through that. So it was. It was my wife there, but it was a combination of us. It's kind of a genetic expression of what could have been. Mm-hmm. It never happened. But it was lovely. I'm glad it was her. But at the same time, there was another connection that we had. It was, what could have been.
A lot of elements to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a spiritual connection for sure. Because I recognized it immediately. And I think that was a powerful moment. And then who was playing in the background?
Oh, yeah, of course we princed it up, Now we didn't have the light set, I had the dimmers on. We just put some under the cabinet lighting that was going in the background. We had a candle right there. And, a door was playing. And it was just a good moment. It was something about the lather. And the soap, and just just a touch. It's so good to be able to touch, and feel. And like I said, wasn't in a sexual way, but it was just an intimate way. It was a sharing. It was a giving. It was like a service. I felt like
it is.
I was giving to my wife.
It is absolutely a service.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like a baptism. I dug it. It was cool.
It was nice and. Just thinking back to, it was either my stylist or my mother who washed my hair. And my mother, was carrying away. And so to have that experience with Rodney was special and never thought of it in those terms. So it was spiritual. That's a good way to phrase it.
I like that.
Like I said, the whole renovation of the kitchen. Like I said, we start over every day, and there's nothing written in our walls, but it's nice to slow down and purposefully pay attention to one another.
Yeah.
With no expectations of reciprocity.
Right.
Just doing this in this moment because this moment is good for this. And it wasn't how you planned it, and it wasn't how you maybe had it scripted. It's this way right here, and this thing that we created together. That kitchen came out of our dreams. It was a part of our house we added together. It was really kind of cool.
Yeah. And it is an exercise in trust, and building trust builds intimacy. Mm-hmm. And some people don't realize when you are washing someone's hair, it's an exercise in trust. It seems like, well, we do it every day. It's no big deal. Well, but look at her hair. It is a big deal.
Oh yeah, it was. I had to get in there. That was like near drowning a little bit, just one time. We got the water control, and it was fun.
What's your preferred temperature for having your hair washed?
I would say lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Mm-hmm.
See, some people like it really hot, and some people prefer cool water. They just want that cool water to flow over them. Mm-hmm. The details, right?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And, he's so focused on the instructions and the shampoo bottle.
didn't do it. I don't have any hair. I wash my face and my hair at the same time.
You notice I didn't ask which one of you washed the other's hair. Although she could wash your beard.
Yeah.
That would be very sensual.
Yes.
She does a lot for me, as it is, you know. So it was good that I had an opportunity to really good service. It was nice.
Well, tell us what you guys have going on right now. What do you have to promote? What are you working on?
Well, of course, you know, it's my book, and as the restrictions left, I can't wait to get out there and deliver poetry live, because I feel that's the only way. Of course, I have a book, and I love to provide a book, but my connections with folks in the audience, I have an opportunity to go and read to. And I think I have some engagements coming up, and it seems like, you know, things are going to begin to happen again. I'm not much of a video, this whole video, you know, it's okay, I guess, but it's nothing like a live audience, nothing like that.
Yeah, well, you are fantastic live, so I can see how being on a video, you don't get the applause, you don't get the energy of the room, you don't get that immediate response. You're a live performer.
Yeah, it's communication, right?
Right.
And I feel like I'm talking to myself when I'm talking on video, though I know there's someone out there. It just doesn't feel that same spontaneous connection.
Right. And, you know, you're kind of rude if you aren't muted during someone's performance.
Right.
And that means that the performer doesn't hear, is this landing? Am I connecting with you? Are you listening? You know?
So I shied away from performing at all, like when I'm doing pandemic, I haven't done anything like that. I'm a live performer. I'm just going to wait till our time is right for us to come back. It's coming.
Though I do think that you should record your live performances, because there's magic in those.
Yeah, someone should do that. I would never look at one, but yeah, that's someone should do that.
Yeah, he doesn't go back and watch his performances. And
Oh, I understand that.
Bad juju. Tell them what you have.
Oh, yes. And then this summer, I am assisting with the Mrs. Globe pageant, which is in Palm Springs, June 22nd. So I will be involved with Pageant Week, which we look forward to every year. So,
What is it that you do for them?
Well, I'm a former Mrs. Globe Classic, so now I'm on staff. So we just love just bringing the magic to the delegates. You know, our platform is just the Win Foundation and reclaiming ourselves and just empowerment. And so it's an international pageant. So we're really excited to just welcome all of the delegates back post-pandemic.
Yeah. What is the best way for audiences to support something like that?
You could actually go to my Instagram page, which is at Mrs. Classic Globe 2018, and my Facebook is Jeanette Lee, Mrs. Classic Globe 2018. Our website is mrsglobe.com.
Okay, make sure you send those to me so I can add them to the show notes.
Thank you. It's written.
And what do you both teach?
English.
English. Well, that's good.
Teach in very different schools, however.
Yes.
She teaches at Coronado. I teach at Summit View Youth Center, which is a maximum security facility for incarcerated boys, all boys.
How has that been during the pandemic?
For both of us, or?
Yeah, both of you.
Well,
Okay.
you know, my students, they are phenomenal. I think we have grown together immensely. They've guided me with technology, and they have stayed with the content. So I'm very pleased with their work. You know, I have 9th grade honors and 8th grade literature and composition.
And what grade did you say you were teaching?
9th grade honors and 12th grade.
Okay.
So I have, you know, AP literature.
On the way in and on the way out, huh?
Yes, yes. And my students are phenomenal. I'm very pleased. They have grit. That's for sure.
My students are incarcerated, so they're captive audience, and they're fully human, with a full range of human emotions and expressions. They're society, some people maybe think they're far away, but they aren't. They're kids and they're young, and hopefully some of them will learn something somewhere that's going to allow them to live fulfill life for themselves if they define that. So, it's just different. I love working with those kids. They crack me up every day. It's not day I don't laugh. Another hour I don't smile. They're always saying they're doing something that keeps me on my toes and reminds me that, I've made mistakes. And, it's hard to get redemption, man. It really is.
Well, I remember you as a wonderfully compassionate individual. I think you're probably very well suited for a job like this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
How old are your students?
They range from about 14 to 18. Some kids once they get over 18, of course, it can't be any good job. So, yeah. Most of them are 15, 16.
And you said this is relatively new, too, that you've been doing this, right?
Yeah, I was an administrator previously. I worked at the University Education Department. But, we were just drifting further our services with less to do with students. And I became a teacher because I want to work with kids. And I saw this opportunity. It was wonderful. It's towards the end of my career. I can just go work for my kids. I'm not a headache. I deal with everything else I had to deal with. It's very rewarding, which is what teaching is and what education should be. It's kind of sacred. I don't like to talk a lot about what really goes on between me and my students, because between me and my students. Yeah. But it's cool. I really, it's been a good decision for me.
I'm glad to hear
Back
it.
to doing God's work,
Yeah. I'm curious, how has your training for, diversity, inclusion, and equity, how has that helped you in the role you're doing now?
I think it's just exactly what I said, and realizing my kids are full of humor. I'm full spectrum of everything that everyone else does. And just trying to get to know them a little bit. There are limits because they're crafty. You have to be careful. That's how much you open and expose yourself to them. But you have to let them know that you see them.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you can work some things out.
And you recognize that they are people with value.
Absolutely. It's the most important thing, right?
That's all people want, is for someone to see them and recognize their value, right?
Yeah.
And appreciate them.
Yes, ma'am. Dr. James Comier says, without a significant relationship, there's no significant learning. That was homeboys from Gary, Indiana. We get out there saying stuff. But, I live by that statement. Without a significant relationship, there's no significant learning. And, this is what I want my kids to be able to do. I want them to read a little, write a little, learn a few words every day, not for school, but for their self-growth and development.
Yeah.
They can begin to do those things as a habit. They can do anything they want to do. Just read a little, write a little, learn some words, man. Learn some words. Words are keys to open up whatever you want to do.
Oh, that's wonderful. You must both be very proud of each other in the work that you do.
Yeah. I'm good with that. It's teaches AP, runs with the big dogs.
The fact that you're a hell of a good-looking couple, that's just a bonus, right?
Well, thank you. Beauty and the Beast. Y'all know who the beauty is. I don't mind being the beast, though. I got beast mode.
You know what? Some of God's creatures are beautiful beasts, right? And your words are elegant, beautiful, powerful. I mean, if that's beastly, then embrace it.
You saw the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with his words. That's how he enchanted me with his words when we were dating.
Not surprising. He captures an entire room. People didn't know that they were there to pay attention. You're like, oh, I'll be here. And then, some wisdom is happening right now. I am focused, I am attentive, and I am listening.
Well, thank you very much.
I still hear people talking about you at Dime Grinds and just how amazing and powerful you were. So you made an impact on a lot of people. And I think you're continuing to do that with the work that you do in the school.
Thank you very much. I'm humbled. I'm a humble dude. I really am.
Well, we appreciate your service, both of you.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell everyone the best place to find your work and, connect with you online if they would like?
Yeah, I'm at Big Socrates 1962 at gmail.com. If you like a copy of my book, of course, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it from Zeitgeist Press. But if you want an autographed copy, all you have to do is email me, and it'll be in the mail the next day. So that's just the best way. I'm an artist. I'm not really a salesman. Like I said, I love it. If people have, I have 3 books actually that I've published, and any one of them that anyone wants or interested in, please just send me an email. I love to talk directly to you. Sign something in it that's significant, and get that out to you so you can share what I wrote.
And remind us, Jeanette, how to support your work.
Yes, go to mrsglow.com. That is the website if you want to support our pageant and the WIN Foundation. And then go to on Instagram, Mrs. Plastic Globe 2018, and on Facebook, Jeanette Lee, Mrs. Plastic Globe 2018.
All right. Well, thank you both very much for embracing this tip and sharing your vulnerability with each other and with us, for setting such a great example for being good humans in the world. And thank you to my listeners and watchers. I appreciate that you tune in each week. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, like, and share. And just, that's it for now. Remember, treat love as a verb.